How are you?
You all right? Good to see you. Good to see you. You all right? Oh, you're good. I've been utterly unaffected for like since I started this new job, and I've been sucked into that. So, you know, yeah, so I'm all over the place. So I was figuring this would be a pretty chill and formal meeting. And just put out ideas. And, yeah, so like, I was thinking first we'll give the floor to Adam to kind of debrief on his past campaign and his next plans. And then Jeremy is going to show up with our speak a little bit. Stuff like too, have him speak. And then we'll have Robert update us on some of the stuff that he's doing with projects that he can have you give us an update on finances and things like that. Legal part of legal state and things. And then open up the floor and see what people want to do.
Yeah, they should put down because we didn't have I think
it's good to have a breather in the holidays. Yeah. So get ready for it. Get going here.
How did you get so left? surprised towards the end. So when I get to the end of my presentation, I'll talk about it and what happened. Yeah, but I think it's Yeah. That's why, as Robert and I have been speaking, I'm like, there's just so many common issues.
We need to add it all or oh, yeah, what did she want to speak like that for once here to get her
And then, then they have to do $1 million. And she said they she asked for I'm Michelle. Nice to meet you, Michelle.
I'm going to forward just a little bit. We have a couple speakers too. So Adam's going to speak first. Sarah, the people's coming by. We're going to give them but yeah, then either after Adam or after.
Okay. So imagine they asked for.
All right, y'all, we'll go ahead and start making our way to getting going here. We want to pull out a couple more chairs because there's probably going to be some more people showing up here. You want to help me put out like a couple more chairs? So is this thing going, Robert? Robert, do I have to press anything for this guy? Oh, it's going. Okay, cool. All right. Well, welcome to our first meeting of 2019, everybody. It's good to see everybody again, and even some people that I haven't seen here before. So, just welcome. We all needed, I think, a little bit of a breather right after the election, and have time for things like holidays and family and things like that. But we're back here for 2019, and today we're going to have some candidates debrief us on their election or on their campaigns, and then also tell us a little bit about their next plans, where they're going to be going from here. And also, this is just a time to reflect on everything that we did last year. I mean, across the board in elections and in every single one of them, in every single district where we had candidates, the needle was moved significantly. And on top of that, there were some places flipped. Most notably, of course, we helped our friends in the 6th district flip theirs, which is, yeah, I mean, that's huge. That's amazing. We made Karen Handel a one-term congressman, or less than, a fraction of a term congressman. Exactly, she got a little flex. So we helped with that. Here in the 11th district, we helped out Flynn and moved the needle significantly there. In all of our local House and Georgia House and Senate races, the incumbents are shook. They are significantly shook. And then also, too, in our statewide races, such as governor, lieutenant governor, and all the other down-ballot races, Republicans may have won some positions there, but they also know now that they don't have an utter mandate to do whatever they want. Things were very, very close, and Brian Kemp came very close to losing, and you've noticed he's completely done a 180 on his tune and what he's saying since the election, which is fairly typical. But today we're just going to be kind of celebrating what we did last year. We're going to have some people speak to us, and then also this is just going to be kind of an informal meeting to discuss ideas and what you want to do going forward, how we can effectively support people as they begin their next campaigns, but then also too how we can get involved and support people who we help to get elected, who are currently in office, and then also holding those candidates accountable, those incumbents who still won, but by less than they had in the past. So just welcome, and out of curiosity, is anybody who hasn't been here before? I see a couple people. All right. Welcome. Yeah, so welcome to Indivisible. And I give this spiel for those of you who come here regularly. You've heard this a million times, but this is just a grassroots, progressive, informal community of people who have similar interests, similar goals to affect positive change in our district, both in terms of local offices and in terms of the representatives we send to DC. This group, we have a registered 501c4. We also have a super PAC wing. So we have our political activism and engagement wing, and we also have sort of our advocacy wing in the PAC. We've used that to buy advertisements. We currently still have a couple billboards running. But this group really has no hierarchical structure. I'm just up here being the MC, making sure that we have a meeting and people get to come up and speak. But this is just a group for you to amplify your own voice in whatever you want to do. If you want to plan a way to go lobbying at the Capitol to meet with representatives and plan meetings with them and their staff, if you want to plan a protest, if you want to fundraise for somebody or some type of cause, this group is here, and you're surrounded by people who I'm sure would be happy to help out and volunteer. So with that, I'm going to pass the floor off to our first candidate here, someone who we have known since the beginning of this organization, and who ran this last year and helped move the needle, and that is Mr. Adam Wynn. I'm going to pass around. This is our email if you're not already on it, and then also you can sign up to be on Adam's list as well.
Yeah, I see you're broadcasting, so I'll stand in front of the camera. It's good to be back here at Indivisible GA11. You did such an incredible job last year. I mean, really, give yourselves a round of applause for that, because it was amazing. All right, you led a lot of us to turn out votes, and some of us to victory, and some of us to close gaps that Republicans are scared to death of us now. And that was all to you. For those of you unfamiliar with me, my name is Adam Wynn, and back on the 11th of January, I announced my candidacy for Congress here in Georgia's 11th Congressional District. So I know this meeting is really about pitching some ideas and getting ready for 2019 as a group, so I won't take up a ton of your time here today, but I do want to hit on 3 cornerstone items of my campaign. The first, climate change. Climate change is a real and growing threat to our communities, our health, and our planet. If we don't address this now, it's going to be too late. I think my generation might even be the last that really has an opportunity to tackle it, find solutions, fix them, to save the planet for future generations. So that's the #1 item on my campaign platform. The next cornerstone item is healthcare. So #2, healthcare. It is time for every single American to have access to quality, affordable healthcare once and for all. The first thing that we need to do is shore up the Affordable Care Act. And I think one of the ways to do that is to bring in Medicare plans inside the healthcare marketplace in the ACA. But the long-term solution is Medicare for all. There are a lot of Medicare for all plans out there, and I'm working with healthcare advocates, subject matter experts, and others to research those plans every day to find the best one, and then I'll bring all those to you at a future meeting to let you learn about them and get your input as well. #3, equality. I'm a member of the LGBTQ community, and as a member of that community, I understand the far-reaching benefits of equality, and it's time to pass a federal Equality Act and guarantee equality to every single American citizen once and for all. So that's a big thing. I'm going to do something that most campaigns don't often do. I'm going to shift the focus to my team because we're not an ordinary campaign. I brought in a great group of folks. My campaign manager is Vincent Olajetsky. He can't be here today, but he has over 30 years of experience in Georgia politics, running campaigns from city council all the way up to congressional ones. So we're in good hands. He's the chair of the DPG caucus, the disability caucus at the DPG. So we're really excited to have him on board. The great thing about Vinny is that he has the knowledge of working with state campaigns, city council campaigns, and federal campaigns. He understands, also working with my law firm out in DC, he understands what it's going to take to make sure that we build a network where all of our campaigns can communicate well and function together. So it's really important. Now I'd like to turn my attention to my communications director. Many of you know her. She's right back here, Nicole Reaver-Nass. I love Nicole. I'm glad she came back to the team. Nicole is a professional communications strategist by trade, but she's more than that. She's a healthcare advocate. She literally wrote the book, Special Populations in Healthcare. So we have a great representative from the healthcare industry on our team. But she's also the astute public servant. She's been a city council person in Linden, Kentucky. Did I get that right? Okay. And most recently, she was the Democratic nominee for Georgia State Senate District 21. So thank you, Nicole, for running. Nicole's field plan is often credited with turning out the vote in Georgia's 6th district, which led to a Lucy McMath victory. So naturally, I wanted to get her field person too, and I did. So today I'm introducing Jeff Swope as my field manager. So welcome to the team, Jeff. I'm really excited to have him on board. I know that we're going to put together one heck of a field plan and knock on every door in GA 11. There's one missing ingredient though, and that is you. I need you and your support on this campaign. It's time to beat Barry Loudermilk and take this district back for us. And we're going to do that. Yeah, we are. It's time for him to go. I'm going to ask you to visit my website at wynnforgeorgia.com, or there's a volunteer sign sheet running around here somewhere. Your volunteer time is going to be very important, and so are your dollars. I know I'm here asking for money again, right at the start of the year, but there's a reason for that. If we can show this early fundraising, it's going to do a couple things for us. One, LGBTQ Victory Fund. Run something, move on, indivisible. It gets those PACs' attention, those progressive groups, and they will put their eyes on our campaign, give us their resources and their money too. The other thing that it does is it allows me to go to people like Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders, and people like my boy Beto, and get their endorsements too. So if you can visit my website, Wynn for Georgia, I'd really appreciate it if you can sign up and volunteer, and anything you can give us would be appreciated. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you. And yeah, we're looking forward to Adam's campaign coming up. We have pretty much figured out how this district works by now and how to deal with Barry Loudermilk. So he is very well prepared for the job here. Before we move on to some other candidates that we have here who can kind of debrief us on their campaigns and where they're going to be going coming forward, our group has formed a lot of different alliances with like-minded groups. As I've said before, and one of the reasons why we're allowed to rent this library and this public space for free is we are not technically associated with any political party here. We are a grassroots group, which lets us kind of move and do certain things that, you know, the Democratic Party, Republican Party, Libertarian Party, that actual formal parties can't do. And that gives us a little bit of freedom in terms of the alliances we can make, ads and things that we can purchase, and what we're allowed to say. And to that end, I would like to introduce Michelle and tell us a little about what you're doing here and where we're going to be going with next performing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, I have glasses now. Well, thank you for having me. It's a lot colder in this state than it is in mine. I'm from Florida. I'm not bragging though. I like cooler weather every now and then. But my name's Michelle DeBone, and I'm actually a mother of two and a grandmother. And I'm from South Florida, from West Palm Beach. And I'm a former four-term elected official. I was elected